Okay, welcome everyone to the third installment of Dota Is Hard for this evening. My name is Juicy and I'll be casting for you all tonight. And we've got several of the same players who have played in earlier games this evening playing in this one. A few different names. So we'll see what the newer players can bring to the table for us. It's got the ban stage happening now. I should do myself a favor and not start recording until the first ban phase is over.
Reserve time.
Because all I can do is sit here and talk about who they could possibly be picking. Got my tea here. Hopefully will help get me through this game. Voice is starting to give out a little bit. So keeper ban, pretty standard. I'm going to tell you that I reckon the rest of the bans will be Nyx, Bat Rider. There's Nyx. Bat Rider will come now.
Team ban.
Always those heroes. Nyx and Coddle have recently received reasonable nerfs. Spike Carapace for Nyx now is not 14 seconds on level 1. Now it's only 14 second cooldown on level 4. And it's 28 seconds, I think, cooldown on level 1. So just makes the laning stage that little bit harder for Nyx. Magnus ban comes out as well. Another pretty standard ban. And a Phantom Lancer ban. So we may see a Bat Rider pick if anyone can play him. He's just seen as one of these incredibly strong mid-game ganking heroes. So generally if the team has someone who can play that hero, they will pick him.
Bat Rider!
And there he is. There's the Bat Rider pick. So I'll be interested to see who's actually playing that role. Generally mid hero. He's on the Radiant side, so you can actually do a pretty awesome jungle strat with Bat Rider, where which was done by IG Twan in TI2, where he stacks the big camp in between the mid lane and the bottom lane on the Radiant side, and eventually kills it with 5 or 6 stacks of Napalm and 2 levels of Firefly. And you can actually get a 9-minute blink, which is very quick for a jungle hero. And like I mentioned, that was done by Invictus Gaming in TI2 quite successfully in the International too. So we'll see who their response is going to be. People hate playing up against this Bat Rider. I'm a little surprised they banned Phantom Lancer over the top of Bat Rider, but that could just be a respect ban for someone on the other side. So they do pick a Darkseer as their first laner. He'll be taking the off lane, going bottom for the Dire side. We'll see who their second pick will be. Whether they do go for mid or an off laner as their pick now, and they do end up picking their... Sorry, I said off lane. I meant to say safe lane. They do go for their safe lane support. Love Disruptor. I think he's one of the better supports in the game. Glimpse is just completely outrageous what it does. 1400 range on level 4. I believe that's right. Yeah, 1800 on level 4. That is so far. That is a screen and a half from left to right. Maybe not quite a screen and a half, but over a screen away. And Glimpse obviously sends them back to where they were 4 seconds previously.
5 seconds remaining.
Just allows for it stays potent throughout the entire game. Throughout the mid game, throughout the late game, throughout the very late game, especially in the very late game, because that's when when positioning matters the most. And if you're out of position and Disruptor catches sight of you in the next few seconds, he can punish it.
Team pick.
So we see a Bounty Hunter pick, assuming that's going to be their off lane solo. Generally, that's how Bounty Hunter is run, as well as a Chaos Knight for their safe lane carry. I like CK. He's a great carry. He was picked a lot by Na'Vi for a little while over the last few months. They've recently been picking Lifestealer a bit more, but they love Chaos Knight, and we may even see the Radiant team trying to go for a Wisp as well if it doesn't get banned out in this set of bans. I'd be quite surprised if the Dire team did not ban Wisp in the next set of bans.
5 seconds
but
remaining.
As always, we'll see. Eating into their reserve time for their last pick here. They do end up going for Nature's Prophet, so I assume that's so they can let their Darkseer go to the solo off lane, send Nature's Prophet to the jungle, and you've got Disruptor as your support on the top lane. So for the Radiant team, who is currently choosing their ban, they'll be looking to ban out any kind of mids and carries that they don't want to go up against. I'd expect them to ban Gyrocopter here, just because he's often picked to go on the safe lane against a Darkseer, just because Darkseer does so much damage against melee carries that a melee carry on their own safe lane can have a hard time against a Darkseer. Darkseer keeps iron shelling the melee creeps that you want to kill. So we'll see. They ban out the Queen of Pain, which is a great mid hero. That's a good choice. We'll see if they want to ban another mid hero, or if they want to ban the Gyro or another kind of safe lane carry. And we do see the Wisp ban from the Dire side, and I love it. That's perfect. Exactly the ban they should have done. If they wanted to be extra sneaky, maybe they could have held on to that ban until the third ban. Doesn't really matter. They do go for a Lifestealer ban. On the Radiant side, they ban out Lifestealer. So that's not a bad choice. They're really looking to who they can go well with the rest of their supports. So Kinetic Field obviously goes fantastically with Lifestealer, because Lifestealer is always getting kited. And if you can surge the Lifestealer as well with the Darkseer to catch up with heroes like Batrider, catch up with heroes like Chaos Knight, who does have a bit of movement speed later on in the game. I mean, if in a man fight, I kind of feel like the Lifestealer has the advantage, unless the Chaos Knight has his ulti up, really. Assuming that they both have a bit of farm, of course. Remaining. Without the farm, CK is going to win.
5 seconds remaining.
So we'll see who the last ban is. For the Dire side. Excuse me just a moment while I take a sip from my...
Radiant team ban.
They go for the Warlock ban there. And I suppose that's a respect ban for 7 Knights. He did very well as Warlock in the last game. So not a bad choice at all to ban the Warlock. Take a long time on their bans, but there's nothing wrong with that at all. Just got to make sure you're doing the right thing. And they really want to think about what other mid heroes possibly they could be going. I'd love to see a Gyro ban right now from the Radiant side. Just because Darkseer does so well against a Gyro. What am I talking about? They haven't got the ban right now. We'll see if the Dire team ends up banning the Gyro. That's what I was trying to say. So they do go for the Lina ban, and they ban the Shadow Demon, so some support bans coming out there at the end. Whether they would have picked a Lina, I don't know. I mean, yeah, absolutely they could have. Absolutely they could have. I expect to see a Rubik pick from the Radiant side now. I go for Jakiro. That's also a very good choice. Jakiro is fantastic support. Absolutely nothing wrong with that pick at all. Rubik's in the pool, and people seem to love Rubik, so I am still expecting to see him get picked. We'll see, though, whether the Dire, I should say, Dire is at the top, Radiant is at the bottom. We'll see whether the Dire is willing to pick their mid now, or if they'll go for their carry. And we'll see who they end up choosing. I'm just trying to think who else there's in the pool. Phantom Lancer was obviously banned out in the first phase of ban. Definitely could be Faceless Void. Definitely could be.
Reserve time.
Yep, still having a long think about who's going to play each role as well, I imagine. You want to make sure that you've got your players playing the right hero for them. It can make a big difference, especially in these Dota Is Hard in-houses. A lot of players have only really played on a couple of heroes, so they really need to get their hero or they're not going to have a great time. They do go for a Silencer pick, so a bit of an unconventional pick there. He has recently entered the Captain's Mode pool in the last month or so. And Last Word just does so much, especially when he's kind of in the... Between level, I would say 3 to 9 is when Silencer can do so much in his roaming around, maybe level 5 to 9. He gets his levels up early in a Lich pick as the last pick for the Radiant side. And wow, that is quite reasonable team fight that the Radiant has on their side now. That Lich pick was a bit out of left field. I'm wondering how they'll lane it. I suppose they'll be going for a tri-lane. Batrider will be going mid and Bounty Hunter to the off lane. Jakiro and CK definitely good
10 seconds
tri-lane heroes. We'll see what the Lich can do as well. Haven't seen many Lich
5
picks.
seconds remaining.
One of the first Lich picks I've seen for a fair while. See who plays that for them. And the last pick coming up here for the Dire team, they're going to be picking their safe lane
10
solo.
seconds remaining.
I really think it'll be Gyrocopter. It could also be Faceless Void.
5 seconds remaining.
We'll see who they end up going with. I really need to make a decision. They go with Luna. Not a bad pick at all. She's got such movement speed, which is great when you're against heroes like Bounty Hunter and Chaos Knight, who they're always kind of chasing after you. Yeah, that's a great pick. It also really helps with the Chaos Knight illusions if we get that far into the game where she's glaving the Chaos Knight illusions. As well as the fact that there are a bunch of squishies on the other team. Not so much Jakiro, but more Lich and Bounty Hunter. Are very tasty for Luna. So we'll see where the players end up going. Everyone likes taking a long time, just making sure they've picked the right hero.
10
Making sure nothing's wrong.
remaining.
Checking their hotkeys, checking their Skype. No, not really. I don't think anyone's really on Skype. Here we are inside the game. So if we have a look over at the Dire side, being captained by the White Power Ranger, we've got him
Prepare
playing
for
the
battle.
Disruptor. We've got Ambient Sky playing the Nature's Prophet. Well, lots of bling there. Got the Luna being played by Chi Willy. The Silencer being played by Manic Marine. Looks like he'll be taking the mid role. And the Darkseer being played by Krakatage. Okay, if we have a look on the other team, we've got the Batrider being played by Zyres. Looks like he'll be taking up their mid role. We've got Chaos Knight going on the bottom lane, being played by Delis. We've got who have we got next? We've got I've done this in the wrong order. We've got the Lich being played by Banelisk. The Bounty Hunter being played by Seven Knights up on the long lane solo. And Cathified playing the Jakiro.
30 seconds.
So we're already
to
buying
battle.
sentries. Love to see that. We'll see if they're able to deward. As it happens, this Darkseer hasn't actually purchased any wards, which is going to end up working out good for him. Silence will be going mid, maxing up that Glaives of Wisdom to start with. And yeah, we'll see how this game goes. The Bounty Hunter is going to come up here, try to get the ward off. Don't think they would have seen each other quite yet. Now they definitely see each other. And run past, run back, and
The battle begins.
whether they will figure out that the Bounty Hunter warded here or not, we will find out shortly. Alright, a quick pause, quick unpause. So we got any D-wards here? Not quite yet. Maybe at some point.
Warriors of the wood.
Okay. So, as we said, it was Batrider against the Silencer in mid. The Silencer absolutely should win this lane. Maybe not. Maybe with the sticky napalm, honestly, it's not a matchup I've played terribly often. The Silence honestly has the advantage, I think. At least as far as harassment goes, because you can use this orb, and it doesn't harass the creeps, and he should really probably try doing that. I mean, the orb does more. Don't be too scared of the napalm. I mean, the napalm does hurt, but it's not going to do terribly much to your early game. Does get a last hit there, so we'll see if he's able to make anything of this mid lane. Does get another one, so good for him.
Come.
Darkseer leveling Surge first. I actually like leveling Iron Shell first, because although, yes, you are more vulnerable, of course, you don't have Surge. I mean, Surge isn't that long. 3 seconds really isn't long at all. Ping's going on here, so they're asking to deward. They're going to find that there aren't any wards there. Yeah, there aren't any wards there, unfortunately, guys. Lots of pings going on. Oh, they're asking... Okay, right, they were asking the Lich to put his Observer. That makes perfect sense. Because I was going to say, this Darkseer has a full inventory, so you know that he hasn't warded. What I was saying is, I like getting Iron Shell first on Darkseer, because it makes sure that you at least get some last hits. And you can get the Courier up, let your other lanes worry about what they're worrying about. I'd like to see the Jakiro and the Lich maybe trying to come up here and just really harass this Darkseer out. He doesn't need to be in XP range here. Chaos Knight taking a bit of damage there from the creeps, but he'll be okay, I think. Alright, so other than that, pretty stable lanes, pretty standard off lanes. Bounty Hunter and Darkseer, pretty standard off lane heroes, so I don't expect to see either of them dying anytime soon. Leveling Janata. people have harassed me that I need to be leveling Shuri Toast. Nothing wrong with getting a couple points in Janata early on. So ping's going out on the Disruptor. Who is this? The Luna's pinging. Probably asking for wards up here, I imagine. Yep. Prophet comes in, gets that regen rune, so he'll be able to run back to jungling easily. You might want to just turn that Basilius on so he can give the aura to his creeps. Not a big deal, just a minor thing to consider. So if we look back up to the lanes, Bounty Hunter is being harassed a bit, but obviously he's got the Shadow Walk, doesn't have actually any mana regen, but should be okay for now. Needs to pop this invis again in just a second. Actually there's no mana left on the Luna, so never mind. This Disruptor's going to make a run up the hill. No one there quite yet. So if we have a look at the last hit, see how everyone's going. We have got Silencer beating this Batrider in mid, kind of as expected. I mean, he's able to do... this Napalm is okay against Silencer. It's not amazing. Looks like he was missing a few stacks as well there on the Silencer. You need to keep landing the stacks or it just doesn't work out. Doesn't pay for itself. Cute little courier there. Premier League Season 4. So it looks like Bounty was possibly following that courier a little bit. I'm not sure. He decided not to go for it. Looks like they're going on the Silencer in mid. He's going to keep going. Wonder if he will be able to get this last hit. If the Silencer turns around and does some damage right now, he could have possibly got first blood. It would have been very close. But it does take the safer option and backs off. Pops that self. Needs to be careful not to run into this fire or he'll cancel it just on the edge of it though, so he doesn't get that self cancelled. Top 3 farmers right now on the Dire side. We've got Luna and Silencer and Nature's Prophet in the lead, so it's looking good for them, especially considering as they have this tri-lane. Fortunately, this Jakira looks like she has been able to stack a number of times. The side camp, the pull camp, definitely get a pull off on that. Looks like they were trying to deward this. This is definitely in range. They just didn't check in the right spot, unfortunately. And I also believe that this is going to block the camp. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just outside the edge. Not quite sure. It looks like the Bounty Hunter will be going down there. Oh, it just manages to get out the face. I think he was just out of range of that sentry. Pretty lucky there. Bit of a shame they only did have that one sentry left, but of course they only had one because they tried to deward this. If they do come around, they're going to see that there's a ward there, but it's probably going to expire before they do. So it's a bit of a narrow escape from the Bounty, but look, he does get out and he's getting his last hits now. He's currently got 10. That's fine. I mean, that's 10 more than you can really expect a Bounty Hunter to get on the offlane. I mean, your role as the offlane hero is not to die. It doesn't matter if you don't get XP, or much of it at least. Doesn't matter if you don't get farm at all.
No.
Just don't die. I mean, yeah, if you're level 1 at the tower at 5 minutes, that's pretty bad. But it's really just more important. Try to get some XP and just don't die, because as soon as you start feeding the Luna kills, it's just going to get disgusting. This Luna's going to sit up here and get so fat, and there's going to be nothing you can do about it. See if they actually going to try to go on this Dark Seer. Unfortunately, Ice Path just not long enough. He's holding on to that Surge, though. Ooh, does Surge before the stun, so that's a big deal, but he has got 2 levels in Surge, so it will last a long time. Leveling Surge over the Vacuum, not terrible. Not terrible. I do prefer the Vacuum, honestly, just because I think it just does so much damage. 160, and it's such a massive AoE. And it's a very abusable spell. You can do some fun stuff with that spell. So if they were observant, they would have seen that a ward was just placed down here by the Darkseer. Darkseer is going to run away. Does run to the left instead of the right. So whether mid's going to come down for it, no, he's not. He's just going to go for the regenerate at top, which is fine. Just try to waste some more time. Darkseer is going to block this camp again. Very frustrating for the radio. Oh, again, I shouldn't say again. This hadn't been blocked yet. It's going to be blocked though by this ward. So. Good play from the Darkseer. He's just playing nice and defensively. He has only got 11 last hits, which amazingly is less than the Bounty Hunter. All I can think is that the Radiant's doing a good job of denying the creeps down here. And they have got a few denies. Not terribly many, but a few. That could help to explain that a little bit. Looks like the Batrider was just toying a little bit in mid with the Silencer. Silencer's not going to go down yet. And really, Silencer's a hero that can't quite gank as easily as this Batrider can. Batrider just has a lot more DPS that can come out a lot faster than the Silencer. So Silencer really wants to sit in the lane and try to get XP a bit faster. Or get XP for a bit longer. So the Bounty Hunter is level 6 now. He'll be rotating in mid, probably just throwing up a track and then going in invis. Unless they wanted to go for a kill here, which they absolutely can do. See if they're going to have some bait coming out. Bounty Hunter does go invis. I don't see the Silencer surviving on it, obviously. Yeah, he is dead, dead, dead. Beautiful flame break. Drops him down onto the low ground there perfectly. And he will go down to first blood to the Bounty Hunter, who has, if he wasn't having a good time on the off lane before, he certainly is now getting that first blood with track gold. So that is 472 gold. I don't think that this actually shows you the track gold as well. The Darkseer is just maybe not going to go down. 46, 16 HP. Oh, the Ice Path just a bit short. Very unfortunate he didn't go down. That Stout Shield absolutely paying for itself there. 250 gold. Thank you very much. Stout Shield saving his life without a doubt. I think that may have been another short stun. Bit unlucky on the stuns there. What can you do? Now the Darkseer's back up. Looks like he'll probably be building possibly a Soul Ring. He might just go straight for Arcanes. So,
Radiant's top tower.
Bounty Hunter's roaming around a bit more. He's got wards. He'll be warding up this top rune again. Ward just expired from the Dire right here. I'd like to see them zoning this Darkseer a little bit more than they have been. Not too bad, but he has been getting a bit more XP than he should have been against a tri-lane. He's level 5. So that's good for him.
Radiant's top tower
And
is
Bounty
under
Hunter just
attack.
taking an absolute soiree around. And I think Prophet did well to walk back with the courier, meeting him there rather than hang around in the jungle. I think they know that this Bounty's walking around in the jungle. Didn't want him to be able to pick off that courier, which he can do in one shot with his Janata. So, good thing that didn't happen there. This Silencer may be going down again. We'll see if the Bounty wants to come out and harass her, if he wants to wait for the Bat Rider to get back. I imagine he'll just sit there and wait. He's still a bit squishy to pop out quite so early. Another attempted go on the Darkseer, doesn't manage to get in. This top tower is going to go down.
Are fortified.
Pings out on the Bounty as they do see that he's sitting there.
Radiant's top
So
tower
hopefully
is
this
under attack.
Silencer will realise that the Bounty is still there.
Radiant's top
Or Haste
tower
coming in on
is
the Bat
falling.
Rider. He's going to use his lasso, grab a hold of him, comes out, gets the track off, and this Silencer is not going to be much you can do about this. Does throw out the Silence, see if he's going to pop his wand. Doesn't pop his wand before he
Radiant's top
TPs.
tower
Bit
is under
unfortunate.
attack.
He would have actually got out. No, there was Flame Break. He wouldn't have got out. Probably should have just wandered, kept running. He had already had the Silence off. Actually, of course, he had the Silence off, so of course he wouldn't have Flame Break. He should have silenced and then wandered and TP'd, he would have lived. But oh well, it happens. So 2 deaths up for the Silencer. The Silencer's really not benefiting from... He really needs to have some sentry wards in mid at this point. I mean, the Bounty Hunter's level 8. That's fantastic. He's just going to get bigger and bigger, and this Bounty Hunter's had the exact kind of start that you want. And it's going to take a lot to slow him down at this point. Barrad does try to be a bit sneaky there. And device path there. And the hero as well. So they really want to send they'd really want to send CK back to farm. He is roaming around a little bit, perhaps more than he should be. Hopefully they won't waste anything on this. Now they realize illusion, that's good. And the Luna is only level 6. So we'll see. Now the star, I think, who has not really reared his head much, is this Prophet. Prophet's making good headway. He got 63 last hits. Now they are jungle creeps, so it's not actually as high GPM. I still expect him to have the highest GPM by a fair bit, and he does. So 320 over 260. Quite high. They really need him to come out and try to get a kill. It's just a little early for him. You kind of want to get the treads up. I mean, he has got treads now. So would be able to gank. This would be a big kill if they're able to pick off this Nature's Prophet. He is going for it. Gets the track. Let's see what he does. If he's going to use the Shuri. He does use the Shuri. Interrupts it just a little bit early, unfortunately. Ooh, does end up getting out there. I wonder if this Bounty Hunter will end up dying. Nope, he's got his invis. He's fine. He'll run out of there. As I look down though, they're using the Disruptors, popping his kinetic field. The Lunar ulti is going to come out. This looks like this Lich is going to go down. The Bat Rider ulti is going to hit this Disruptor, and this Disruptor is going to die again. Another 1 second stun. This poor CK has not got the RNG gods with him. The Bounty Hunter does just go down to the final right click of the Lunar, who is so fast, just 380 move speed with brown boots. So that was a fantastic turnaround from the Dire team. All started with the Bounty up here going on the Prophet. Prophet TP'd back. peeled up. The rest of the team came down. Kinetic Field got 3, and they were able to just continue from there, pick off the Lich with the Eclipse, and then come down here and finish off the Batrider just as he was flying away. So great fight there from the Dire team. And with that, I'll say that they are now in the lead. They're ahead on the gold. Absolutely. They're ahead on XP after that fight significantly as well. So that was a great fight for them. And it looks like they'll be able to get this mid tower for their efforts as well. Batrider is TPing and he's still about 600 away from that, from the Blink Dagger, which he really wants to get up.
Tower has fallen.
Darkseer is still doing quite well down here, harassing a lot from this CK. Who's a bit scared by that. And looks like they're maybe going on in the mid. Gonna throw down the Ice Path. Oh, it does get caught. No, doesn't look like just gonna get the Ice Path off, but does end up dying. Unfortunately, getting caught there at the top of that ramp. Always dangerous to run up ramps when you can't see who's at the top, unfortunately. They are gonna now rotate around bottom. No TP on Lich, no TP on Chaos Knight. And I don't see this Chaos Knight surviving for long at all. Needs to run into those trees. He does do so. We have got an ulti up on the Lich. We'll see if he can use this correctly. Ooh, runs out in front of the Darkseer. See if he can chuck his ulti out before he goes down. Just runs around. Isn't able to do a whole lot. Throws out a Frost Nova on the Darkseer. It's not going to do too much there. Looks like the Chaos Knight is going to end up going down. The Bounty Hunter is able to pick up the Darkseer with a track on the back end of that. So does get another track kill. In 2 seconds he can go invis again. Does get glimpsed back just outside. No, he's inside tower range. Still in. Oh, he's on the Radiant side. There's no. Of course, on the Radiant side. He was retreating this way, so that's why I was confused for a second. Looks like they will be able to end up picking off the Prophet here before he gets out. Wonder if they'll be able to do anything about the Luna. Uses track, but now doesn't have enough mana for his invis. He's running through, just able to get enough for his invis. Does drop off his invis just before he dies. The Batrider, I don't think he'll be able to finish off the Luna here. In fact, if Luna turns around, she'll be able to do a lot of damage. Disruptor ulti unfortunately whiffs there with the Kinetic Field, and the Lich does throw out his ulti, bounces around, gets the last hit on that Disruptor. So, quite a disjointed fight. I think both teams lost 2. They lost the Lich at the start and the CK, and then the Bounty killed 2 after that. And then the Lich came back and got another one. So they actually got 3 kills on the Dire heroes. So that's great. Getting kills on this Prophet is what it is all about right now, because he is the highest level. No, I'm a liar. Silence is level 10.
Dire's middle tower.
But that's fine. Look, I mean, kill the Prophet, kill the Silencer. And really, they've kind of got 3 carries in this way. Eclipse goes out in bottom, followed by the Macropire. It doesn't look like the Darkseer is going to go down here. They all back off. Ulti's used all around, but no one really dying. I mean, if I was the Radiant supports, I'd be happy with that exchange.
Radiant's top
The Eclipse is down, so it just gives you that much more. Geez, these heroes are all running very low. And looks like they know it. The Disruptor's coming down, got his ulti up in about 17 seconds. We've got the Sentry Ward here, so if the Bounty Hunter's coming to try to defend, they'll be aware of it. Bounty Hunter's going to go in on this Prophet. I don't know if this Prophet's going to be able to get out of here. He's been tracked up, so as soon as he tries to TP, he's going to get Shuri tossed, and he does get Flame Broken as well. Flame Broken, I'm sure that's right. That was a haste from the Bounty Hunter doing that. And I mean, this Bounty Hunter is 5-0. And I think at least 4 of those were track killed, if not all 5. So a lot of gold coming in for the Radiant team. As I say that, though, they're still far behind in gold. I assume that's because of this Prophet with the Midas, as well as the fact that they had a jungle hero and the Radiant did not. But the track gold still doing a lot. Hopefully they'll be able to get this CK up and running. CK still just needs a few more items before he can really do a whole lot. I mean, his ulti is great, but unless you've got some decent right click, it's not going to do terribly much until the 25-30 minute mark. And I mean, even then, we're going to be seeing BKBs coming out on this Luna. She's already working towards her BKB. Looks like they want to take this bottom tower. There's all 5 of them down here at bottom. Hopefully the Radiant team's aware of this. Some pings going out on the Batrider, just saying that we know he's there. He's got his blink up. Don't get blinked. And they've still got this sentry down here, being nice and defensive for them. So everyone except for the CK now on the bottom lane. And the Bounty, I assume he'll be TPing out in just a moment. They really need him in this fight as well. So the push starting, and looks like they are not going to be able to bring it down with this particular wave, but they will be able to do a lot of damage to it at least. And we'll see whether the Bounty does TP in. No, he's just going to walk over. They're going to try to defend it. Macropire falls a little bit short there. Not too bad though, it does push them back. And it is in deny range. I believe, yep, it's in deny range, so they're going to get the deny on that. see if they can. Oh, they're running forward. They don't want to let them get the knife. The knife does get off before the Prophet gets out the right click. But it looks like this Bat Rider's going to pay the price. Just as I say that, he just whips out of the kinetic field and blinks forward as the Silencer projectile is headed out. So that was a great dodge there from the Bat Rider. They really need to drop another sentry if they're going to continue this push. Drop a sentry here. Like, you really can't fight this wave without dropping a sentry. You've got to know the bounty's behind you. You've got to know he is. Here comes the Bat Rider. So they're going to get the Disruptor down very quickly. He's not able to use any of his spells. The Eclipse comes out, drops off the Bat Rider. The Lich ulti comes out. It's going to do a lot of damage. Drops to the Nature's Prophet, but he's just far enough away. And they end up losing 3 for 1. So they did get the Disruptor off quickly, but weren't able to do terribly much with the rest of it. And the Dust comes out. That bounty does die. And that was a fantastic fight for the Dire side. And if they were behind a moment ago, they're certainly not behind now. As I say that, the graphs are still lying to me. But I just feel like when you've got heroes like Nature's Prophet, Luna, Silencer, these are all heroes that can do amazingly well at the 60-minute mark. They can still do well at the 80-minute mark. It's not like there's a Phantom Lancer or an Alchemist or something in this game that gets better eventually, or a Gyrocopter even. I mean, the Radiant has what they need to deal with this team now, and it's only going to become harder as time goes on to be able to shut this team down. And Prophet's split push is just going to become disgusting. I mean, the fact that they've already pushed in two towers at bottom, 1 at mid, and 1 at top in 18 minutes, that's just a fantastic speed to be doing that. And yeah, I just don't know if they're going to be able to deal with the split push from the Prophet. The Bat Rider did try to go there. I wonder if his ulti was actually cooled while he was TPing. Disruptor providing some entertainment for us, apparently. Good wards here. I really like these Dire wards. This one here, especially, I really like. I also like another one down here as well. Not both of them at the same time, but it's just a nice ward spot that I like. Prophet going to continue farming down at this bottom, at this ancient camp. He's going for the Necro Books. I really like that. Necro Books is a really underrated item. He'll be going for the Necro Book 3, I imagine. The other advantage that you get from Necro Book 3 is you get the, I think it's the melee warrior who has True Sight when you use Necro Books. Maybe it's the caster. I honestly don't buy the item as much as I should. But a great item, especially when you're against a hero like Bounty Hunter, who, I mean, he's just spent a long time hunting now, and he can do this. Is he going to go for it? Yes, he is. He's going to get the track off. He's going to run forward, but I mean, Surge, what's he going to do? He's just going to keep fighting. This Bounty Hunter's in trouble. He needs to get out of here. He's going to get dusted. The Bounty Hunter's going to go down. That's very unfortunate. Does get the last hit from Disruptor. Yeah, Darkseer. It's hard to know whether to jump on Darkseer or not. I mean, Iron Shell does so much, and I mean, look, he has 1,200 health. He's got the Vibe Booster and a Stout Shield, so maybe a little bit of a poor decision to go on the Darkseer then, but it was great from the Prophet to TP into the last minute. Bounty may have been able to get him with a Shuri toss, but the Prophet TP's in, uses his dust, and no hope of the Bounty Hunter escaping there. Oh gosh, my voice hurts. I should really not do this while I'm sick. Okay, so speaking of Necro Book, if we have a quick look at item progression so far. We've got Drums up on the CK, pretty standard. Drums obviously is percentage based, so it does scale quite well into the late game. Getting another epic music timing. Something is going on. Don't understand why it's been doing this lately. That's so very loud. Should turn off in just a few seconds. So, if we have a look at item progression, Earn up on the Bounty, as well as Phase, pretty standard there. 4-staff nulls. Oh, looks like we've got an invis up on this Bat Rider. They really want to go and hurt. They need to go now. They've got the vision from the tower. The Bat Rider does use his ulti. Gets glimpsed back a tiny amount. Lich ulti goes out just to make sure the kill gets finished off. Pretty sure there's a track kill as well. Lich ulti getting some nice bounces, hitting the heroes and not the creeps there. Pretty lucky. Getting some extra damage off that wouldn't be there otherwise. But they haven't had enough. They're walking up. This Disruptor, ooh, if he'd stayed there just a second longer. Just a second longer. Actually, if that Bounty had immediately tracked and shuried, that, I think the Disruptor may have died, but maybe I'm wrong. Buyback from the Luna. She doesn't want to let this tower go. They're pinging the CK because they're a little worried maybe that's where Luna's going, but they should be able to see that she is mid there. They see that now. Track goes out in the Luna. Ice Path just going to miss. And there's 4 of them now in mid with the Silencer going back home. He'll be coming back out By the way, guys, I'm sorry if I keep zooming the camera around. Whenever I move my mouse off the screen, it jumps out of the window and I have to move it back in, so I'm sorry about that. Macropie goes out, does a lot of damage to the Prophet, but he will get out of there, no problem. Gets surged by the Darkseer. Ooh, bit of a whiff on that Eclipse. Again, I think that was the surge, the phase boots from the Bounty. He just got out there a lot quicker than he was expecting. Dust does go off right underneath the range of the tower. Little questionable. I mean, you know the tower has true sight. I guess they were worried that the Bounty was maybe up here or something. May have also been a misclick. But hey, they better be safe than sorry. Looks like they know this Bounty's up here. They want action. They want action on this guy. He's got silence. He's still got a long time before this silence ends. Wonder if they're going to be able to get in here with the dust. He's going to go back and he's in tower range right. No, he's just out of tower range.
Dire's top
Good,
tower
good,
is under
good
attack.
movement there from the Bounty Hunter, hanging around and then moving back up. So 8 to 10, not that much of a difference. Not too bad. The Dire is ahead. But we've seen a good few fights from the Radiant side. They just really need to just get this CK as much
Radiant's
farm as they
middle
possibly
tower is
can.
under attack.
Looks like he's going for, I assume, an armlet. A little bit slower than you'd like, but it's not too bad. We'll see Batrider going to go top, trying to see if he can jump on this Prophet. Don't forget, he has got that blink. He's got a double damage as well. He's pinging. He wants to go. He's going to blink in. He's going to grab him. Does grab him. Pulls him out. See if he uses his... Doesn't use Napalm either. Probably use a couple Napalms. There it goes. Flame Break stops the TP. Maybe should have held on to that Flame Break for a minute longer, but it doesn't matter. Looks like the Prophet is going to go down regardless. Going to try to do all he can. Oh, manages to pick off the Batrider before he goes down. Is he going to get out of here? Sure, he just catches him at the last second. Batrider's got to be a bit upset about that. Showing you the power of Necrobook there. My goodness, these Necrobooks were doing absolute work. Just a level 2 Necro. Level 3 Necro. Just shows you the power of that absolute, ridiculously strong the Necro 3 book. Managing to kill the Batrider before he actually died there. Track Gold does end up going to the Bounty, killing off with a Shuri Toss just before the teleport ends. So Bounty Hunter will be happy about that. It's a lot of track kills this game. It's quite a rich Bounty. He may even be wanting to build damage soon, maybe an MKB or something along those lines. But we'll see where that goes. This Shakira needs to be very careful. Can get caught out here if she's not careful. He's going to try to defend this back. Defend this push back in the meantime. Disruptor's going to run up, tank a couple power shots just to show them who's boss. In the meantime, CK doing what he should be doing, farming. I'd love to see him in the lane instead. You get a lot more gold from the lane than the jungle. But I suppose if you're feeling a bit leery about where the other team is, fine to go into the jungle. It also means, obviously, you take a lot more damage when you're in the jungle because there are no creeps to tank for you. Ping's going out on the Luna. They want to see if they can get a hold of her. He has got his blink. He doesn't even need to use it. He's going to use his ulti immediately. The glimpse actually helps the Batrider because he glimpsed him further away with the Luna on his ulti still. If he'd held onto the glimpse for just a second longer, maybe it would have helped a bit more, but not really, actually. This wasn't a great situation for glimpse, but nonetheless, the Luna does go down. That's a good kill for them. That's who they need to kill. Kill the Luna, kill the Prophet, and kill the Silencer when you can as well. But right now, it's really the Luna who's got her BKB around the corner. She's really quite scary. Necro 3, a bit more of a support item. Silencer's going to have a defensive ulti up. Looks like he will end up going down. 3 seconds stun. See if he can use this one before he does, but he doesn't. So the CK ulti doing a lot of work there, and he's got the level 2 ulti for that. The Prophet's going to come in, see if he can pick off this CK. CK can... I'm really sorry about the camera, guys. I should really try to get this fixed. It doesn't... works quite well. Gets him inside the trees, but actually ends up pulling him closer. Does get the last hit, so I think he'll be going down. Oh, just doesn't do enough damage with that creep. Let's see if he can actually end up catching him. This is so close. This Bounty's coming in from the side. Wants to try to slow him down. If he tracks, he will slow him down. The TP forward's coming from the Prophet. He's going to get the last hit. And little unfortunate the CK didn't notice the TP was coming there. He could have maybe run down here, but I don't know if there's anything he could have done, honestly. The Prophet played that quite well. Prophet's got to wait for 10 minutes before she can leave. But they know it. They know it. I don't think this Prophet's getting out of here alive. This Batrider's coming. It's a shame the Bounty's so long. Does get another track off to make sure they're going to get the kill here. And this Prophet will end up going down.
Green turns to gray.
I think I just saw Bounty TP to this tower. Obviously a misclick there. Doesn't really matter. They do get the Prophet again as well. And I mean... I guess Prophet's got to feel okay about this. I mean, why would you really mind so much? You're trading the hard carry for kind of semi-carry, I suppose, because Prophet is building Necro books. This Jakira really needs to get back here. She's standing too long in the kinetic field. Looks like she will live, but keep running. No, she hung around just a bit too long there, unfortunately. And he's going to get sent back, but just runs through, doesn't care, just keeps running, no problem. She's going to get out. Looks like this Silence is in a little bit of trouble now. 4-staff's onto the low ground. Good 4-staff there. And the ulti comes out from the Lich. Let's see if they can split up in time to stop this, doing maximum amount of damage. The Disruptor does survive on 80 HP. Looks like the Batrider doesn't want any of it. That blinks in, probably runs out of mana there. Does manage to kill up the Disruptor in the end. Oh, the Surge on the Luna is going to make sure this Batrider's life is going to end with a Lucent Beam to the face, which is going to come right now. Oh! Sick jukes. Wonder if they can manage to pick him off. Oh, it does die to the Nexus Prophet ulti, unfortunately. Good jukes there from the Batrider, though. Stopped himself getting picked off, and in return, they're able to kill the Luna. Looks like the Jakira did end up going down somewhere. Back here, it was on my screen, but I totally missed it. Ambient Skyer, the Nexus Prophet, with a triple kill, manages to kill off the Chaos Knight as well. So in the end, although they killed the Luna, absolutely still a win for the Dire side. They've got to be happy. And it looks like this Lich is going to die here as well. It looks like yeah, he is going to die. No, doesn't die. Ooh, a bit of a misplay by the Darkseer there. Definitely could have killed that Lich. Doesn't really matter though. They're going to be able to push this tower, I believe. Batrider's not back for 15 seconds. And the Necrobook 3 is just doing a lot of damage. Batrider just needs to be... Batrider. This Bounty Hunter needs to be careful. They have got a sentry here in the mid, and obviously the Necro 3. But it is 30 seconds from cooling down. Bounty Hunter's going to open up on the Silencer, not going to do enough damage, and is going to die here for his trouble. Really needs to stop going. The Silencer's got 1400 health, it's just so much. The Batrider comes out, looks like the Silencer does manage to get his ulti off before he dies. Does end up dying to the Batrider. Batrider's going to almost go down to the Darkseer, doesn't end up dying. The Jakira is running back as well. Jakira gets glimpsed back in. Good Ice Path catches two. Batrider manages to get a double kill. Good, the Prophet's going to probably just manage to get out of here. Unfortunately, that Vision, the Flame Break does catch him. They're going to end up being able to kill off this Prophet. So fantastic fight from the Radiant team. As I say that, he gets out. No mana left for the Chaos Bolt, unfortunately, and the wand was cooling down. But that's a great fight from the Radiant side. They've got to be happy with it. They didn't lose their carry. The Batrider got a double kill. Chaos Knight was around for the XP, and they got at least a track kill. I'm sure it was more than one, but they got at least one. And I mean, to add on to the number that they've already got, which is many, many. So it's starting to look not too bad for the Radiant. This is definitely one of the closer games we've had. I shouldn't say the closest. This is the closest game we've had tonight so far, I would say. I mean, the graphs are telling a different story. The graphs are showing that the Dire really is quite far ahead, and I mean, they are. We'll just see. I mean, if Radiant's able to keep getting these team fights, if Bounty's able to do stuff like pick off the Disruptor, which he did once before in the team fight that was on the bottom lane, picked off the Disruptor early on. I mean, that does a lot for your team fight. If the Disruptor's not there to glimpse or to use his static storm, that's fantastic. It really comes down to the Batrider and the Bounty Hunter getting great engages and synergizing at the same time. So you might have Batrider at the front, grabbing someone, 4-staffing over here, and in the meantime you've got Bounty up here killing supports, killing the, possibly the Disruptor, possibly the Silencer. He's got a bit more health though than the Disruptor has, almost twice as much actually. So they'll really want to be trying to focus this guy down. I'd love to see a Bracer or something, maybe even some drums coming out, or definitely a Magic Wand. The Disruptor, because you just need that. It just needs that much more HP. They will be pushing this tower. As you can see, the Dire is afraid. They really feel like the Radiant has the teamfight advantage here, and I agree. I think they probably do. They're not all here though. They do need the Jakira to come join. They're going to try to run up, see if they can pick off this Silencer. Silencer has got a 4-staff, don't forget. He's going to probably... No, he didn't use it in time. He is going to end up going down. Should have probably tried a 4-staff before that. The Batrider does manage to get the grab on the Luna, though. I wonder if the Luna's going to be able to get her ulti off here. She does BKB, uses her ulti. Gets hit by the Lich ulti first, though. He's going to bounce back, hit her again. Keep bouncing, does so much more damage. The Bounty's going to end up picking her off. They end up losing only 2, and everyone's on solo health on the Radiant side. This Batrider's going to... The Bounty Hunter's, excuse me, going to stay around. Try to do a bit more. Very bold blink from the Batrider there. He's probably going to end up paying for that. 4 staffs away. In the meantime, these Necromonicon Warriors doing so much in the background. Jakira comes in for the last hit on the Nature's Prophet from behind. Great pick up there. It's going to end up picking up this Disruptor as well. Fantastic play from the Jakira. Oh, just misses that last hit. Oh, and it just unfortunately whiffs on the Jewel Breath. Did a very good job there nonetheless. The Bounty Hunter, oh, sick jukes from this Disruptor, just managing to get away. That was an amazingly good fight. for the Radiant side, they've got to be very happy with how that went. That all started with picking off the silencer up here and then getting the lasso on the Luna. And she was down on almost a third health before she was able to use her BKB and her ultimate. And I'm pretty sure her ultimate was also bouncing off these little creeps here as well. So that was a bit unfortunate. Obviously, that's not her fault exactly. This bounty hunter's going to end up going down here. Does try to get an earn off before he falls, but does not manage it. When you've got a Null's 4-staff, I mean, this Glaives of Wisdom just does so much.
Dire's structures are fortified.
So, wow, very, very good team fights from the Radiant side. I mean, if they can keep doing this, if they can keep killing heroes like the Luna, and I mean, they making her use her BKB, and they didn't win the fight. She had a full charge BKB and they did not win the fight. And she got her ulti off and her BKB off. Admittedly, not until she'd taken a lot of damage. But that's still a big deal. The Lich ulti was doing a fair amount in that fight too. Did bounce from down here till over to these smalls as well. And then it did hit the Luna. I don't know if that damage that she took was because her BKB ran out and the Lich ulti hit her, or if it was because Bounty was there with the Janata. Either way, she did go down. That's a great kill for them. And I mean, she's not ridiculously tanky. Even with a Bracer, even with a Magic Wand, even with a BKB. 1300. It's really not that much at level 15. When you compare to other heroes, like 1600 for this Silencer, admittedly is higher level. You know, 1600 again for the Prophet. And even Darkseer, 1300. And I mean, he's got Surge as well, so he's got a natural escape. Watching mid, Ice Pass does go out in mid. Oh, a nice quick blink out from the Batrider there. Just manages to get away before the attacks come and cancel his blink dagger. So a little bit lucky there. He had 4 staff, so I guess he was okay. And they're going to continue this push down the mid lane, while Prophet tries to push out the top lane, and they have got that tower at top as well. So this mid tower is the only tier 2 they've got left. Ice Path does unfortunately miss. Batrider blinks in, manages to grab the Luna. She's going to pop her BKB in just a moment and then use her ulti. No, doesn't use her ulti, just runs back. Defensive. Silence comes out on the other team. Big Lich ulti's going to do a lot of damage in this fight. Flame Break catches all 3. Luna running around at the back. Her BKB has done nothing for her this fight except stop her from dying. They managed to pick off the Disruptor and the Darkseer. Double kill up for the CK. Prophet manages to pick off the Lich with the ulti there at the end. I think maybe this Batrider illusion was helping there as well. Poor Lich needs to get some HP items up. The wand isn't just going to be enough. But wow, a double kill for the CK there on the Disruptor and on the Darkseer. Even with the silence from the Silencer, they were able to win that team fight. I mean, as long as they hold this Rax, then they can keep doing this. I mean, that's the second time that a BKB's come out from Luna and she hasn't been able to capitalize on it. You saw her BKB earlier down here when she got picked up by the Batrider, pulled over here, pops her BKB and just runs back here. In the meantime, there's a lot of fighting, a lot of DPS going on in AoE down here, and the Luna was running around up here with her BKB, and she did pop her ulti when she was about here, but it just hit a lot of creeps. It bounced around on too many heroes. I mean, Eclipse is a great spell, but if you've got 5 heroes tanking Eclipse, it really doesn't do that much. For anyone who doesn't know, Eclipse just casts Lucent Beams on random people in your area. So max hits 4, so one target can't be hit more than 4 times. And there are 7 beams, and it's random. And I suppose it'll show you the AoE as well, right? Radius 675. So that's a little bit longer than her attack range. So generally you just want to run along next to the other heroes when you do that. That was very hopeful from the Bounty Hunter, trying to get the Silencer down with that urn. Silencer burns a TP to go. Not even the whole way back to base. I do that too, I just TP when I'm impatient. Could have possibly BKB'd and run at this guy. I guess he didn't know that the ulti was down.
Top tower is under attack.
Could have done a lot of damage there. I don't know if he would have killed him because the CK does have a Sange, so he has a lot of HP now. And I just hear Dire killing top, so Batrider does manage to kill the top tower, so the second tower for the Radiant team gets taken. Let's have another look at the graphs. Wow, there you go. So much more XP for the Radiant team now, just because they've been winning all these team fights. Still more XP for Dire. That'll be because of the Midas, as well as the fact that they've been taking their jungle more efficiently. I mean, Darkseer and Prophet, and Luna as well. They can all jungle very well. There's really no one on this team who can jungle. Really no one at all who can do effective jungling. I mean, maybe the Batrider you could make a case for, but you'd really rather him running around the map with the blink and the 4 staff. Just trying to pick off as many as he can. So, looks like they're maybe thinking about pressuring the bottom lane again. This Batrider probably will be quite interested in going down, saying hello to that Disruptor. Should he stay there? Disruptor, you really need to get out. You haven't even got a TP. Run, my friend. Run. Good time to leave. Yeah, Batrider wants to get this Disruptor. He's pointing. Get over here. Cut him off. Cut this Batrider. Cut this Disruptor off. He doesn't have a TP. He's got nothing. This Disruptor is short for this world. Here comes the stun. Gets a 3-second stun. Ooh, immediately goes down to a fat crit from the Bounty. I'm not actually sure whether he tracked. Completely blind. He may have totally tracked there. Manages to pull the silence drop to the high ground. He's got to be unhappy about that. Does manage to force stuff back down and get out of there. So that was fortunate. Oh, gets caught by the tip of that ice path. Great ice path from the Jakiro. Jakiro drops the ulti. Is going to end up going down, but not before the silencer takes it right in the macro pyre. Does end up going down there as well. Knocks the flame break. Does knock the Luna on the low ground. Would have been good if she'd used that BKB just a moment earlier so she didn't get knocked down to the low ground. They're going to keep going. Wonder if they'll be able to pick off this Darkseer. They absolutely will. Ooh, Lich throws the ulti out there. Doesn't actually takes the last hit. They need to get this Luna. This is important. If they can kill her, this is going to completely secure their lead in this game, and they do. Mega kill for the Batrider. Just amazing fight. All starting with the Batrider grabbing the silencer and lifting him over the edge here. That was by, I think that was a blink. I think that was a blink to the Ancients and then pulled him up over the cliff. So fantastic play from the Batrider. Doing exactly what he needs to do. Batrider hasn't had enough. He wants to keep going. He's grabbing a hold of this Prophet. Hasn't got any support in sight. We'll see if he's able to finish him off. He hasn't got any mana left. I really don't know what else you can do, Batrider. I'm sorry. You can chase him a bit longer, but he's going to realize soon enough that he can turn around. But Prophet's unhappy with where everyone is on the map. There are too many heroes missing. And I totally missed top getting racked. Well, that was why the entire team was dying. Because Prophet was pushing top. Prophet said, you guys can die. I don't mind. That's fine. Just go ahead and die. I'm just going to push the top racks. Totally missed that. He pushes in their top racks. So, big deal. Some more gold for the Dire side. And obviously now Radiant's got to contend with this top lane. And they don't really have any great heroes to deal with it. They don't have Cleave. They don't have much AoE. They don't really have any AoE except, I mean, I wouldn't really count Jakiro's AoE as counter mega creep push AoE in the same sense that something like, oh, I don't know, Gyrocopter can spam his ulti late in the game to push out these fast. Yes, Sim, absolutely. You will co-cast with me the next game. I need a break. My throat is hurting, so it'd be great to have someone talk half the time for me. They know the bounty is here. He just walked right past the ward. They know Silencer uses his ulti there, probably trying to save the Prophet. Does manage to... Oh, I totally missed the kill on the Batrider. Sorry about that, guys. Prophet managing to solo the Batrider, ending the mega kill streak, and it looks like DiH will manage to get this middle tower in the meantime and probably try to continue pushing for the racks and then maybe go towards the bottom rack. So, Prophet doing a lot of work this game. A lot of work. He's 10-5-7, feeling pretty happy about that. Getting lots of last hits. Pushing that top lane, I mean... I was feeling great for the Radiant until that happened. I mean, look how far ahead they are in XP. It's amazing how far ahead they are in XP and they're still behind on gold. It just shows you what jungle does for you and what a Midas does. If we have a look at last hits, CK's doing well. I mean, if CK can keep this up for the next 20 minutes, if he can get a BKB, if he can get maybe a... I mean, I don't know whether he's wanting to go deadless, but I mean, that would be... I mean, MKB, I beg your pardon, he obviously already has a passive crit, so you wouldn't really want to waste gold getting another crit. If he can get a DPS item up, he's really going to be able to do a lot more than he has been so far. Ice Path goes out, doesn't actually catch anyone somehow. I don't know how that didn't hit the Luna. So this is the art of the split push right here. Jakiro going to throw out the macro pyre, just trying to do a bit of defensive there. Looks like the Bounty Hunter is just going to survive on just a little bit of health. Just getting the invis off in time there. And it looks like they're going to go on this Silencer. CK is going to get silenced. The Eclipse comes out. The ulti from the Lich comes out. It's going to do a lot of damage in the background. In fact, it's going to end up picking off the Silencer. Oh, and the Disruptor is just going to die as well. The CK stun. CK does end up going down. Batrider in the meantime is able to survive. Using a lot of DPS going out from this Flame Break. Does end up catching the Luna. She's already used her BKB. Let's see if they can keep going. They're pinging mid. Guys, go mid, go mid. They're pushing mid tower. They're not able to finish off anyone else. A lot of buybacks just came out. He had a buyback from Prophet as well as a buyback from Lich. Another fight that actually does go in the Radiant's favor. And wonder if they're going to be able to pick off this Prophet. This would be big. This Prophet has just brought back. If they're able to kill him, that's a big deal. He hasn't got much gold left at all. See if they can flame break. They're able to flame break. He's going to try again for a TP, but they've got the Shuri there. And he does go down after buying back. That is a big deal. In the meantime, bottom lane, they're able to push in, take down this tier 3, and do a lot of damage to the racks as well. So let's see if they're able to defend it. Doesn't manage to get the Surge off in time, just in the middle of casting it. Does get the Surge off eventually. Let's see if they're able to keep chasing him down. They want him. They want to get Starks here. It'd be great to get another kill, get another track kill. They're going to keep chasing. Don't be scared of this Luna. She hasn't got ulti. They can't do anything. Long range Shuri toss. They're still going. They want to get the Darks here. Let's see if they can change targets. Maybe they'll want to go for this Luna. She's just so fast. She has the fastest base movement in the game, and they just can't catch her. So like I said, it was a good fight for Radiant. They're losing to the push. That's what's going on. They lost this tier 3. That was a big deal. Obviously, this Rax here has been gone for a little while. Looks like this Courier had a close brush in somewhere. And we'll just see. I mean, the CK has a decent amount of farm, but the Prophet's just got a lot more. I mean, the thing is, I was saying how much of a deal it was that Prophet died after buying back. I suppose it doesn't actually matter. I mean, what else are you going to buy for this Prophet? I mean, eventually you want to sell the Midas or maybe the Shadow Blade. Probably not the Shadow Blade, but obviously you're not selling the Desert, you're not selling the Necromonicon. What am I talking about? You'll sell the Rob and probably buy maybe a Scythe of Vice. He maybe will want to BKB if he gets enough damage later on. Batrider blinks in, wants to go on the Silencer. Silencer just has so much health as well as a 4-star. Batrider decides, never mind, too much team coming in to save him. Won't be going for that, and they're going to continue this split push. So Prophet's going to keep going at bottom lane, doing exactly what he needs to do. So Ping's going out, defending the bottom racks. They know the push is coming in. Wonder if they want to go for the Roshan. There are some pings in the Roshan. Maybe a little bit of communication as to whether they're going to go for this or not. Having a disconnect from Cathified. See what's going on there. Just see where that player's gone. Okay, so I think she is loading back into the game now. We'll be able to get back underway. Alright. I'm just kidding, by the way. I'm not actually paying for her hotel. I think she's at Kathy is at an archery tournament. So playing from there in the evening. To relax, of course. Alright. And it says that she did launch Dota 2 again, so it should just be another moment. We'll be underway. Okay, and we're underway again.
You have our thanks.
Back online with more internets. Alright, so it looks like they will finally maybe go for this Roshan. Maybe they were just waiting for the Prophet. I really think they should have started up on this like a minute ago. As soon as the Prophet TP'd down here, they should have maybe started up on this.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Wasting a little bit of time here from the Dire side. They're not getting any XP or gold while they're standing around here. Luna is farming mid. Okay, they finally open up on the Roshan. So, I'd really love to see the Prophet pushing him, making a trees right now, pushing him more, putting him more pressure while they're taking the Roshan. I mean, I say this like it matters because the Roshan is just going down so quickly. It absolutely doesn't matter. Prophet might want to choose his time to come out. He comes out now. Does okay? That's a good move there. Shadowblade's out. Exactly what you should be doing. Whether this bounty and this Prophet will run into each other, I'd like to know. I'd like to know.
Immortality.
A good movement there from the Prophet. Does avoid the bounty. And bounty's going to look for who's coming up. Sees that the Luna picked up the Aegis. Are they actually going to go for this? Surely not. Wow, the silence does come out. So pretty good silence there. Eclipse bounces 4 times on those creeps. Losing a lot of damage, those small creeps there. BKB comes out. He's going to kill this Disruptor with the ulti. He's going to bounce back to the Luna. Not do any damage. This Luna is going to go down, whether they can capitalize on the Aegis or not. In the meantime, Prophet pushing in bottom. If they don't go back and defend this, Prophet's going to take their bottom racks. I'm not sure if they're going to notice in time. Hopefully they'll kill the Luna and TP back. We'll see what happens. Does get hexed immediately. Darkseer's going to try to save, but there's nothing they can do to save this Luna. She is short for this world. She is down. Looks like the Darkseer wall is doing so much right now. These are actually the CK illusions, the real CK illusions. Yep. Jakiro Macropie is doing a lot in the meantime. Meanwhile, while this is all going on, the Prophet's killing the Bounty Hunter back at base. That Prophet's just going to survive, but those Raxes are going to go down. They do end up killing the Darkseer as well as the Darkseer returns the kill in the Chaos Knight. Nice Ice Path comes out. It's going to save that. It's going to save the Jakiro's life, but the melee Rax on the bottom lane goes down, and hasn't had enough. See if the Jakiro is going to end up going down there to the silencer.
I clipped your wings.
So they won the fight again, but unfortunately this Prophet is just doing so much work. He did actually end up dying to. Who did the Prophet die to? Bounty actually ended up killing the Prophet. So that was good. He sacrificed his life for the Rax. That was a good choice. This is so nearly dead. They left these creeps on for a long time, unfortunately, so that's down to 96 health. This is backdoor heaven. In the meantime, their tier 4 middle gets pushed down. I mean, I just don't see that the Radiant team has enough defensive heroes. Gosh, I can't phrase this properly. They can't push out the wave quickly enough. They don't have a Keeper of the Light to illuminate the melee creep, the mega creep wave. They don't have other heroes like a Sven or a Faceless with Battle Fury that can very quickly push these out. And that's what they need. They need someone to be able to quickly push it out so then they can be pressuring other lanes. I mean, they haven't even got the tier 1 on bottom. It's taken 136 damage. 45 minutes. It's just not enough. And they really need to push that lane out far if they want to have any hope of being able to push out any other lane. As I say that, big hint from the Barrett. He uses his Hex and the Silencer. I don't think he's going to be able to do too much else here. A little bit of a dodgy engage. There wasn't really anyone else in his team there. They are going to end up killing the Disruptor by the look of it. Unfortunately, he misses the stun on the wrong hero. Maybe this will work out being quite well because they got the Luna. Does get the BKB off before she gets grabbed, so she'll be okay. Very clutch BKB there. Silence comes out from the Silencer. Silencer hangs around too long. He's going to die. This CK's got another stun as soon as the silence wears off. Fantastic kinetic shield. Catches the CK. Wonder if we'll be able to reality rift through that though. He is able to reality rift through it. The Ice Path just unfortunately misses. Lich ends up going down there to the Prophet at base. Meanwhile, while this is going on, Prophet and Bounty Hunter are having a fight back at home. The Luna does end up going down though. Bounty Hunter's in low health. The Prophet's still fine. Prophet's going to see if he can finish off this Bounty Hunter. Come back down here, see how this fight's actually going. Very even looking fight. Is he going to get the Shuri Toss? Does he get the Flame Bake? They're going to be able to pick off this Prophet. He does get picked off. They end up killing 3 heroes. I think they got 3. No, they only got 2. They're killing the Prophet and the Luna. They're the heroes you need to kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Radiant is
attack.
just doing an amazing job in the team fights. It's just that this Prophet split push is just doing so much damage. If they're able to get to the point where they can have just maybe one hero, like the Bounty Hunter or the CK, can solo push out this lane, while the other 4 heroes can maybe pressure another lane a little bit. I mean, they need to just try to push this lane out, maybe all as 5 if they can't do it any other way, and then rotate in towards mid and try to get a Rax in mid. If it was me, that's what I'd be doing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you should be going for the side lane Rax. But I mean, the towers are up still. I mean, the other thing is if you get the melee Rax in mid, then they don't have their Rax of their own on your mid, so your mid will always be pushed out. Looks like the Jakiro with a fantastic vacuum from the from the Darkseid, manages to pull the bounty back in. He's going to BKB and run out. Let's see if he gets punched by the Darkseid before he does. He does not. Had 140 health anyway, so he's probably going to survive. So the Jakiro does end up going down there. Jakiro is a bit far out. I mean, your team is back. You barely want to be crossing the river, let alone sitting up here. So a little bit greedy. Not too bad. I mean, it is just the Jakiro. So, I mean, it's okay if your supports go down. She's really got all the items she's going to need. Double headdress. Maybe she was building a pipe for later on. Barrett needs to be a bit careful. Should probably think about blinking. Oh, does manage to get Scythe, and he'll be going down. This Barrett really should have got out when he had the chance. He's going to Firefly, try to do something. Nothing he can do. Gets a 4-second stun on the Luna from the CK, but just no follow-up. And just a little bit far out from the Batrider then. He was in range of the Scythe. Pretty sure that was Silence's Scythe there. It was. Batrider does have money for buybacks, that's good. He does not have his Firefly though for another 20 seconds, so he'll have to wait. If he's willing to pull anyone over this cliff, he'll have to wait. Manages to get a hold of the Prophet, pulls him back off. His Prophet's going to be in range of the tower, so can't Shadowblade quite yet. Does Shadowblade, Prophet's going to go down as well. Great kill, does manage to buy back. In the meantime, Luna kills out the mid tier 3. So Prophet's going to TP back into the fight as he does right now. CK pulls back the Darkseer, does manage to pick him off. The Silencer ulti comes out though, and the Eclipse with the BKBs everywhere, managing to pick off the Batrider. Luna does end up going down to the Chaos Knight, triple kill for the Chaos Knight, and the Nature's Prophet doing so much right click. Ice Path manages to catch the Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet can turn around, right click that down, and manages to Necromonicon, I'm pretty sure with that. They manage to, no one else, the dust gets, smoke gets wasted there. This Prophet's gonna not TP out in time, is gonna TP, manages to get a fat Janata crit. Pretty sure the Prophet was thinking he was gonna be the one getting the kill there on the Bounty Hunter. Doesn't go that way. That is the second time that the Prophet has brought back this game and died. So good for Radiant, just getting more kills. That was a very close fight, and the CK managed to live with a triple kill. It's just so unfortunate that this is all happening after they've lost their mid and their bottom and their top racks. It's really hard to come back for this, even if you win, even if you get the next 20 kills on Radiant without getting a single kill for Dire. Radiant's still going to have a tough time because they just don't have the heroes to deal with 2 lanes of racks being down. I mean, the CK is having to lead them back to the fountain just to finish them off. And this tier 4 mid, we saw the tier 4 mid die about 5-10 minutes ago. This tier 4 mid is almost down as well. And just with one set of bare racks, barely any other buildings in your base. Silencer manages to kill the Bounty Hunter and the Lich in the meantime. Totally missed that, guys. I'm sorry, I didn't expect them to keep pushing so far. But 2 of them do go down. And at this point, it's all over, I think. I mean, the Radiant is ahead. So much XP, 15,000 XP. They are behind on gold because of the number of towers that have gone down. More gold now going to the Dire thanks to that last tier 4. I mean, they're so far ahead in XP. It's just a shame. Just a shame they weren't able to grab traction a little bit earlier on. That team fight they had over here where I was talking about how fantastic the Batrider's kill of the Silencer was. That was all well and good, but in the meantime, Prophet was down here pushing in this top racks, and after that top racks went in, that was just a kick to the knee, and everything from there was downhill for the Dire team. Even though they are 5 kills behind. BKB comes in from the Luna. She wants action. Batrider manages to get the blink off. Looks like this Silence is going to... Nope, doesn't end up dying. The Ice Path does go, catches the Darkseid. In the meantime, the Prophet doesn't give a shit. Prophet is attacking the racks, manages to get the melee racks down. He's just not... And no hero is being focused. These guys just ignoring the Prophet. Is going to get megas in the meantime. Meanwhile, they're chasing down the Darkseid. Guys, your racks just died. No need killing the Darkseid. They unfortunately do lose their racks. I had an Eclipse come out there as well. Missed where it was. The Prophet manages to get another kill, the Matic Marine on a monster kill. Prophet gets a double kill there again as well. And it's just the Lich back now. He's going to die if he stays there for much longer. The GG's come out. And that's right, the Necro Book. These Necro Books, that was such a fantastic choice. I saw a lot of DPS coming out early in the game with this Necro 3. And it just did so much work for them. The Prophet, really, I want to say, is the MVP for this game. Even though he did die a reasonable amount, he was in the right places at the right times. It looks like this bounty is going to be able to pick up the Silencer at the end. Kills the monster's kill streak. And that is the end of the game. 54 minutes or so long. GG, well played. And that was the third Dota Is in-house. Dota Is Hard, I'm sorry, in-house for this evening. I'm Juicy, and hopefully we'll see you in the next match.